Welcome back to all of you survivalist crafting astronauts out there for the third part in my run-through of Astroneer. And now we're going to pick up where we left off the last time, but before we do that, I want to point out that I do have a progression server as well. This is where I've been playing on by myself. I'm pretty much further along than in our run-through. I'd say I'm probably mid to mid-late game. I'm not really sure because I don't know how long this thing goes, honestly. But judging by what I've explored and how many missions I still have left to do, I'd say probably nearing the mid-late game. So I am still actually learning things on the go during that progression server, and I'll be carrying through these lessons learned in our run through today and in subsequent ones. So why don't we get started here? We'll load up our game, loading the solar system as always, and here we go. So this should be right where we left off. Looks like we've gotten our xenobiology lab wreckage set up here. Now, just to refresh my memory about where we are and what we have to do, let's take a look at our mission log. So, it looks like we have a reward that we're ready to collect at the moment, which is going to give us 3 tethers. This was for sampling a number of samples in our research chamber, but I think we're pretty set on tethers at the moment. Until we actually need them, I'm not going to turn that in. We're tracking another one, which is install an oxygenator in the xenobiology lab. So, yeah, now I'm remembering. We basically just plopped that thing down at the end of the last run-through. So we haven't even really set it up yet. We still have our old missions in here where we're supposed to print a tractor and get different tool modifications. Master of Unboxing, that looks like a new one. Unlock an Exo Research Aid Unit. Interesting. I guess we'll see what that's all about. 2 parts unknown, that's right. That's probably going to be what our big mission or our big goal is for this particular run through, is to head out to parts unknown by printing a small shuttle and blasting off to another planet. And now we have some missions here to go to other planets. For instance, we should go to either Desolo or Calidor to locate wolframite, which will be used to make tungsten. Or we can go to Vesania or Novus to try to hunt down some lithium. So I think we'll probably aim for going to Desolo or something as our first planet. But first we have to build the rocket and everything. So let us get going here. So I remember we have to install an oxygenator in our exobiology lab. So do we have the recipe for that? Let us see. I think we should. Let's see here. Oxygen filters, portable oxygenator. That I don't think is the one that we need. We just need a straight up oxygenator. And the reason why I don't think it's the portable one is because that is going to require, where was it? A nanocarbon alloy, which is going to have to be much later in the game. For one thing, to even unlock that is going to cost 10,000 bytes, and we only have 3,700 right now. So let's see. Small canister, work light glow sticks. Where's the oxygenator? It could be something that we already know, maybe? Maybe it's something that... Let's see. Is it something from the small printer? Ah, here it is. Aluminum and ceramic is what we need. Okay, and we have it unlocked already. We just have to print it on the small printer. Okay, so we need some ceramic. So that's zinc, and we need aluminum. What do we have on our backpack here? Looks like we're stocked up with a bunch of stuff. Compounds, spherolite, and some laterite. So we're pretty set for making zinc and aluminum at the moment. Okay. So we have a bunch of aluminum over here. Maybe I'll just grab that aluminum and put it over here with this one. So we need some ceramic. Ceramic, let's see here. That's clay. We need clay. Is that some over there? Carbon. Okay, that's carbon. I think we don't have any clay at the moment, unfortunately. So we're going to have to hunt it down. And if you remember from the previous videos, looking for clay can actually be quite difficult. I know we found some. Let's follow one of these tethers and see if we can see any maybe deposits that we found previously. Well, there is some resin. Resin is always good to have on hand. It occurs to me now that I actually forgot to empty my backpack. Oh, wait a second. What's this? Clay! We actually have a clay. It was just stored in our terrain module, on our terrain tool. Okay. Well, let's head back to the base then. I should have checked there in the first place. In fact, I should have emptied out my my backpack. Going out on a resource hunting expedition with our full backpack is a noob move for sure. Okay, so well, let's see. Compound, always a good thing to just keep with us. We are going to need an aluminum, so let's just bring that out here now, and let's just store some things. Maybe I'll move a spherolite over here to the smelter. And okay. Oh, well, I guess we are going to need to put there's always something else to do, isn't there? We're going to need probably to make some more storage, honestly. Okay, this one's done. So we're going to need to put this clay on here. We'll take the zinc off of there and wait for that ceramic to be done so that we can print up this oxygenator. So it's going to be made on our small printer. So it's right there. And then we'll socket it into our exobiology module and we'll be good to go. Well, we'll have completed that mission anyway. Okay, almost done here. So close. And there we go. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, so we'll put that laterite up there, get some more aluminum printing or smelting, and let's make this oxygenator. A printing we go. What's our energy situation like here? So we have a solar panel, we have a small wind turbine, which is now turning and generating 1.5 U per second. It is daylight out? Actually, I guess it's daylight out, yes. So this small solar should be generating power. Our battery is dead, though, because we've been smelting and now printing, so it's been using that all up. So here we go. Let's unpack that oxygenator. And we will put it into its rightful location here. There we go. Completed a breath of fresh air. So what did we get for that? Well, we got another quest, another mission for one thing. So a breath of fresh air gives us 250 bytes. Can never have too many bytes. And what we got also in terms of new missions is Know Thy Galastropod. Access the data log attached to the Xenobiology lab to learn more about the wreck. Okay. Let us do what they say here. So I guess this here is the data analysis logger. And let's activate it. All right. So it looks like we got a few more entries unlocked in this thing. I'm not going to read through all of these. It's all about, I guess, doing some xenobiology on the various planets. It looks like we're looking at the galastropods, evolutionary effects, befriending them, and caretaking them. And then there's a bunch of blocked off entries here and up here. All right, so it looks like we're going to be doing some befriending of animals at some point. Let's hand in that quest and see what the next one is here. So know thy galastropod. Gives us an oxygen filter as the reward. And now the next one that popped up, and this is a special. So there are generic missions which just have the circle as the icon, and then there are special ones that show up here, like we've seen before. Here, there's the one that's sort of probably a long-term mission about lights in the distance, and that shows up as a unique icon. The special event shows up as a unique icon, but we see another new icon here, and it looks like the skull or the head of a creature, and it's G Silva shells. So we're going to need to retrieve local galastropod data by finding and scanning the discarded shells in the forests of Silva, which probably didn't say it too much before, but Silva is the planet that we're on right now. All right, so it looks like there's a forest right next to us here. But I'm actually getting a little wary about our storage situation, so I'm going to run out here for a moment and get some resin so that we can print up another storage module, because we're right at the edge of our storage now, and I want to be able to, one, store everything that we need to store, and two, have some empty backpacks for when we have to go do some resource gathering. So let's pick up a bunch of resin units here. This is a nice big resin deposit. It's still going down even, but I think we'll pretty much have all that we are going to need at the moment. Let's just complete this last one. There we go. Deposited in the backpack. I do see some compound over here, and I can't remember if for the storage unit we need compound. We might need some compound. I'll just grab a little bit. At least one extra stack. There we go. Maybe I even got 2 stacks. All right. So let's go back and get a little bit more storage. Looks like we're sandwiched between 2 different potential forest regions here. So we should have a pretty easy time of finding those galastropod shells. Okay. So we're going to make a medium platform A. And see, we're probably running down our battery. Those things always print pretty quickly. And we'll get started on the medium storage as well right away here. While that's printing, let's set up the platform. Now, where to put it? We can continue our line here, I suppose. Maybe I'll just move these guys a little bit closer together so that we can get sort of a little area of storage over here. Okay, this one's done. And let's grab this and put it on here. And expand. There we go. We're good to go for storage at the moment. Although we'll fill up some of it with these extra compound and resins. And what's this? What was this thing? Oh, the zinc. Yeah, we'll put some zinc. We'll put the zinc out there too. Here's some more laterite, actually. And wow, we're really filling this up already. Oh my gosh. It's actually full already. I didn't realize that we still had all that laterite socketed into the terrain tool there. Okay. Um, just as a warning, I do hear my local lawnmowers outside at the moment, so hopefully the sound of their mowing machines are not getting through to this recording. I thought I had chosen a good time to do this, but I guess not. Okay, so anyway, um, it looks like, well, we have full storage again, but I think we'll probably be using a lot of this stuff up pretty soon. Um, yeah. Okay, so let's go out into the forest and see what we can find for those shells. I think we don't actually have a tether line that goes out to the forest. So we probably should make a tether line that goes out to the forest. Oh, what's this? An oxygen filter. Provides 80 seconds of non-refillable oxygen. Well, okay. Let's just put that on here. We'll socket it onto our backpack, and maybe we won't really need the oxygen, the tethers all that much, because I think I see a bunch of gastropods right here that we can probably get fairly quickly. So here's our shells, and just like with the research items, we're going to scan these, and there we're completing our mission already. There's 2 of them. There's the 3rd. Wow, they're all grouped up here. This was the very easy mission. There's still some more here. In fact, there's also a research sample. Maybe I'll take that back and plug it into our research chamber. Since I noticed that it was empty, we might as well put something in it. Oops, that did not actually go in there. Okay. I think it got stuck. There it is. It fell down through the bottom. All right, go in there. Research. Okay, so we finished that quest for the shells, and let's see what the next quest or mission is. We're going to get an empty terrarium from this, which is something that we haven't seen before. Okay, and now we did get another mission popped up when we completed that one. So for that terrarium, which I'm going to have to pick up in a second here, we're going to have to provide some soil, provide the terrarium with zinc, and then provide the terrarium with bounce vine seeds. So it sounds like we're going to be generating a biome, like a little habitat for whatever these gastropods are. And then maybe we'll be able to capture one and then see what happens. So let's see, where is it? Here it is. So terrarium shows up as just this little glass jar with legs. This can actually be socketed onto our backpack as well, and then it just shows up as a jar back there. But let's see. So we want to put soil in there. That was one of the things that we needed, and we happen to have a bunch of soil already. All right. So we emptied our canister in there. Did we already use up this oxygen? No, I don't think so. Maybe we did. Okay, so we filled it with the soil. It also needed some zinc. I think we have some right here. All right. The terrarium vacuumed up that zinc. And now we need bounce vine seeds. Now, bounce vine seeds are... It's one of the things left over from those hazardous flora that we've seen around during our explorations. So let's go see if we can find one along this tether line here. I'm not really sure I remember what bounce vine looks like, but once we see something that could be it, we can use our terrain tool to identify it. So let's see, where does this go? Not really seeing any of those hazardous plants. We do have quite a few tether lines, though, so maybe we'll follow this one into this forest and see if we can find some of the bounce vine. I see more of the shells. Bounce vine, where are you? Wow, this tether line goes pretty far. Okay. I guess we must have mined up some stuff here last time. Where are you, Bounce Fine? Uh, hmm. Let's go a little bit further. I have a few tethers here still, but I'm not really seeing any. Maybe they're underground. Darn. Okay, let's go over here for a second. I'm out of tethers, and I need to make some more if we're going to have to explore to find this bounce vine. And for that, we need just 1 unit of um, compound. So there we go, tethers. Tethers? I should have just got that reward from that mission that gave us a couple, 3 stacks of tethers, but I guess we'll get that eventually. It's not like it'll expire or anything. Okay, so, I have a feeling Bounce Find might be underground. So I think there was a tunnel back here that we went down when we were looking for the laterite before. You know, I see a lot of research samples here, so I feel like because our research chamber is empty, I should grab some of those and bring them back. Let's see, is that one? That's not one, oh no. Okay, so where is the tunnel down into the ground? Is it over here? Well, that is certainly a tunnel. I don't think it's one that I've been in before. So let's go in here and see if there's a way. Ooh, that could be Bounce Vine. Let's see. So I'm gonna make. Well, let's dig here and see if I can just dig out a ramp or something. No, it's just a drop. But maybe I can terraform a ramp. Okay. Hopefully we're able to get back up that ramp. Okay, so tether, let's see, there we go. So what are those right there? Are those? No, those aren't Bounce Vine. Darn. Okay. Where are Bounce Vine? Could they be down there? I'm trying to get a good angle so I can see down into that cave. No, I don't see any other kind of plants down there. Bounce Vine. Come on, you can make it. Get up that hill. There we go. Now there is like a booster pack that we can craft and put attached to our backpack, which will actually allow us to have a bigger jump capacity. Maybe I should think about doing that for future cave exploration because it's really kind of dangerous if you fall down there. It's difficult to get back out of the caves. Well, I mean, we could always build a ramp that goes up, but anyway, let's see. What is a bounce vine? What does it look like? I'm going to take a few more research samples from here. And since we're going back to the base area, I'm going to just socket them into the research chamber. All right. So research sample, research sample. So that's another one, and that's another. Now those little ones go, they get exhausted pretty quickly. It's always good to find the huge ones because they give quite a bit more of the bites that we're in desperate need of. All right, so let's see, bounce vine. That could be bounce vine right there. That looks like a vine. Oh, let's hope. It is bounce vine. Yes. Okay, so we need a seed. And I realize that I'm abandoning my tether area, but we're only going to go right over here. So we need... I'm going to grab both of those. I think I left the terrarium back in the base. Oh, look, there's a few more. Let's not worry about the research right now. Okay, this should be the last thing that we need to fill the terrarium. Okay, here it is. So bounce vine seed. Yes, nice. Terrarium is complete. And it looks like a miniature version of the surface of this planet. All right, so we completed that quest, and it looks like we got at least one and maybe two new missions. Okay, let's complete the terrarium. It's actually going to give us two things: the small trumpet horn item, and then the schematic for the small trumpet horn. So what is that? We'll soon find out. Was that the only new mission that we got? The G Silva recovery. So we're going to try to coax the galastropod out of hiding and win its trust and companionship. Interesting. Okay. So we want to attach the small horn to the terrarium, first of all. The small horn, here it is. So we want to attach that. And I already do know what's going to happen. So I am going to, I'm going to actually bring this a little bit outside of the base, just to show it a little bit more clearly here. Maybe we'll go over here so that we're sort of along the tether line. Okay, so let's set up that terrarium again. And then we put this on. Oh, and it's generating some music, and something is coming out of the ground. Oh, look, we made a new little friend. A nice little galastropod. Nice. Okay, so let's see. What was the rest of that mission? So perform proper emotes for the G Silva. Now, and then use the terrarium to collect it. Okay, so that's what we have to do here. Got it. Now, I do know what the emotes are. It tells you, if we had read more closely those log entries in the xenobiology lab, but I will tell you right now that on a PC, if you hold down G, you will bring up the emote window. And you'll see a number of different emotes here. There's confused, yes, no. But one of them is the poultry polka dance. Now, I don't know if it really matters what dance you do. There's a couple of different ones here, but I do know that it wants to see dancing. And I usually do the poultry polka. So if I do this, maybe I should get a little bit closer. Let's see. So let's move this a little bit closer, and we'll get a little bit. Okay, now we've got his attention. So let's do the poultry polka again. You see that heart above his head? Okay, so what he's going to do now is disappear and sort of come up somewhere else nearby. Now, sometimes they'll go a little bit, they'll go pretty far, but we're going to have to repeat that process again. So we're going to dance some poultry polka. He's going to get some more hearts, and I think he's actually okay. As long as you dance and then he doesn't go away, you can move the terrarium near him. And then if you mouse over the terrarium and then hold F, you're going to befriend that galastropod. And you see it kicks off that trumpet there, which we'll actually save that. We'll put it over here. And then we've got our little galastropod pet here. So I'm going to put him here. And if you mouse over him now, you see that we can gaze at him. And there he is. He's waving at us. We can see his little environment. Oh, there he goes. He's hiding himself. He does a few little interesting emotes. But he's not just for show, which we'll soon find out. So let's see. So here's our... oh, by the way, he's named Sylvie. I guess because of the planet is named G Silva. Anyway, or the planet is named Silva. So let's see. We have gotten... Wait, we didn't. Oh, I see. Yeah, we didn't just have to collect him. We have to now bring him over to this lab because we have to scan him. So we're going to socket him in, and then he's going to go into the chamber, and we will scan him, and figure out what makes him tick. All right, so the scan is done. Let's just take him back, and we'll put him up here. Okay, so what is this new mission? I'm just going to see what the mission is right here. So we already got the verification done. It's going to give us some bytes, which means we can do it right here. And now we got this new mission. Actually, we got two new missions. One of them is tracking power. So provide more power to the xenobiology lab. We did that. Use data log to activate xenobiology's lab's tracker. That's actually somewhat simple as well. What is this other quest that we got? Galastropod care. Feed a galastropod seed. Feed a galastropod a seed. So that's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to feed it a seed. They can eat any seed, but they are going to have favorite seeds, which increase the benefits received. Now, what are those benefits, you might ask? Let's go check it out. So if we go back into the log here and activate it, so we've gotten some information about our pet galastropod from Silva, named Sylvie. So we see it's a brave and curious companion who emits a bright light from their body when well fed. Sylvie illuminates the darkest of places no matter where they reside. Now that is going to come in very handy in cave exploration. And this gives us a little hint about what we're going to be doing, at least partially, throughout the rest of this game. Because we are going to be going to different planets. And look at this. We've now unlocked a couple of data entry logs here for galastropods from some of the other planets. And if we look ahead here, we can see what their special abilities are going to be. So, for instance, the DeSolo planet galastropod is going to it's an expert at finding shiny things when well fed. So that's going to be very helpful when finding sort of buried treasure, to coin a term, on these various expeditions. Now, the next one that we have unlocked here is the Calidor one, and it's who lets you breathe easily on any adventure. Oh, nice. That's one of my favorites, actually, because that, as long as you keep it well fed and socket it into your backpack, like we have Sylvie socketed in here, as long as you have him well fed, he's going to provide oxygen for us. So we won't really need these tethers anymore. So it's both good and bad. I've found it's obviously good because we're not going to need these breathing lines anymore that we're going to have to keep generating and plopping down. But it does make exploration a little bit more difficult because the tethers are a nice way of finding where we've been and providing trails back to places that we might want to get back to. But without those trails, it can get a little bit more difficult keeping track of our explorations. Anyway, so let's see. Here. Oh, I actually do have a seed, by the way. I did bring one because I knew that mission was coming, that we were going to have to feed our new pet. So all you have to do to feed your new pet, you can do it in two different ways, but I usually just leave him socketed onto my backpack, and usually I have him sort of over here, and then I just plop it on the top. And you'll see that he eats it right away, and he'll get like a heart. He'll give like a heart emoticon, I guess. And you'll notice that the area around us is now very well lit up. Now, you can actually put another seed on top of here. It acts as sort of like another bag slot on top of the bag slot that's being used by our pet, but only really for storing seeds. So you can have another seed queued up and he'll eat it as soon as he gets hungry again. But anyway, let's go into a cave and see how well this illumination works. Is this a cave that... No, this doesn't really go anywhere. Let's see. Is this worth it to go looking for a cave for this? I mean, you get the idea. right here. The effect is much more pronounced in a cave. You'll see it probably as we go. I don't really want to waste time just going into a cave for no reason when we don't have a goal. Okay, so yes, we've got the galastropod for this planet. What was, aside from finding the other ones on other planets, what were the other missions that we've unlocked here? Yeah, we've gotten the mission for DeSolo and for Kalidar. And we actually, oh yeah, we didn't pick this one up, or we didn't pick this one up. Okay, so let's get those rewards while we're here. Okay, so tracking power is going to give us another oxygen filter, and the galastropod care is going to give us this. I guess it's the QTRTG, which is a very useful item, and I'll show you why. Right now, we're out of bag slots again. Okay, why don't we take one of these compounds off of here? We are going to probably need them. Anyway, I'll just store that oxygen filter there. And now, here we are. So this, why won't it let me pick that up? Oh, there we go. So here is our quest reward. And I'm always happy when I get one of these. They will show up as a quest reward for a number of different quests, or I should really stick with the terminology of the game, missions. I am a World of Warcraft gamer, so quests just come naturally to me. But missions, a lot of missions will give these power generation items as rewards. And what makes them so powerful and useful is that it's a power source that requires no fuel. So it's just going to always generate one. I mean, it doesn't generate a lot of power. You'll see it only generates 1 U per second, but that's the same as our small generator. No, it's not the same as our small generator. That generates 2. I'm surprised. I thought that was. But the small solar, which requires sunlight to work, produces 1 U per second, and our habitat produces 1 U per second. So it's sort of in line with those items. So for now, because we're not really going anywhere else yet, what's interesting is I'm pretty sure you can socket this to your backpack too. So you could actually have a source of power generation here as well. But for now, let's just put it here, and we will get that extra little bit of power. Oh, we've already researched through all those little samples that I put over there. Okay. Just gonna sort of move things along here, generate some more aluminum, I think. Okay. Since we have the power for it. All right, so I think our next goal should really be to go ahead and try to get off planet. Maybe I should make these mod attachments. I think I will. Soil centrifuge schematic and item. Interesting. Retooling. So unlock and print the boost mod and the drill mod. You know what? That's been in there so long, and I know that those are necessary. So let's just, before we move on to thinking about printing and the shuttle and going off planet, let's get these mods done. Let's see first if we've actually unlocked them. Now those are printed in our backpack, small generator. Okay, here's the boost mod. So we need the boost mod for that quest, for that mission. Costs 1,000 bytes. And we need the, where is it? I think it's the next one down. The drill mod one also costs 1,000. Okay, so that needs ceramic. Darn it. And the boost mod needs zinc. Now, I think we should have some zinc right here. Yes, we do. But once again, the ceramic. Oh, I hate finding clay. But I will say this. Once we get this mission done, and we get the reward from it, finding clay is going to be quite a bit easier. Okay, so let's see. I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So we're going to make that boost mod, I guess it was. Boost mod, there it is. Print it on up. Okay, and it automatically went onto the terrain module. I like to actually put it down on these lower ones. I don't know, it's just personal preference. But and now let's go find another ceramic. Let's make sure we don't have one first of all. No clay, no ceramic. Darn it. Okay. Kind of wish I remembered where we found ceramic before. I feel like it might have been in this direction. We'll try to get at least 1 or 2 units of ceramic. I think we may only really need 1 forever. I mean, to find forever. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Now, I'm going away from our tethers just quickly because I want to sort of expedite the finding of the clay. I don't see any in the distance, unless that's some. I do see this thing over here. Wonder what we've got going on here. So sometimes you can find some interesting stuff in this debris. If you vacuum up here, what is this? We've got a small canister. Okay. It's always good to have. Scrap. Some debris. Okay, so where was this clay? No, that's not clay. And now we're really nearing the end of our oxygen here. I better get back to the range of a tether. Oh gosh, I hope we make it. I'm gonna start suffocating. Come on, we're almost there. Yes, we made it. By the skin of our teeth, we made it. Okay, well, okay, let's just follow along here. I think that this tether was actually for going to find copper, wasn't it? Probably, when we were looking for malachite. Okay, so I am going to then go this way properly with the tethers and hope for a supply of clay over in this field over here. It's really nice once you find that galastropod from Calidor. It gives you unlimited, well, as long as you keep it fed, the unlimited oxygen is really nice. We're already out of tethers? Gotta be kidding. Okay, I did bring a compound because I knew we'd need some more tethers. Okay. Hopefully we find some clay before we run out of tethers again. I can't guarantee that, though. It's amazing how much... Oh, wait, I think I see a ton of clay right there. This was a lucky direction to go. This is as much clay as we could need. I think I'm going to grab a bunch. Okay. Okay, that's probably enough. If we need more, we can always come back. I really should have printed one of the buggies, but I think I saw that one of the missions is going to give a buggy as a reward. It's always better to get something as a reward than to have to make it ourselves. Okay, you may notice that there's a little icon emanating from the terrarium that's on my backpack at the moment. And what that was indicating was that the well-fed buff of our galastropod friend is wearing off. And you can tell that because the big light bubble that's around us is diminished and we're just left with our flashlight again. So if we want to keep that light active, we're going to have to find some more seeds to feed it. Okay, so we have some, we've gotten some organic as well. All right, that's fine. Let's grab this clay, turn it into some ceramic. And you know, I'm already wishing that I'd grabbed some resin from over there in that area, because I need some to make more storage again. We are running out of storage yet again. Okay, so this ceramic is ready. Now, what did we need that for? What did we need that for? That was to make... Oh, yeah. The module for the drilling module. All right, so... Boost mod, drill mod. There we go. Print up the drill mod. And we've completed the retooling. So I'm going to move this down to the side as well. And let's get our reward for that. Here we go. Our reward is for retooling of the soil centrifuge and the soil centrifuge schematic. There we go. Okay, so this thing is very useful. And it's also very power hungry, unfortunately. So, darn it, why didn't I get some? I think this is a shorter route to some resin, because we're going to actually have to print up a platform to put that soil centrifuge on. And for that platform, we're going to need at least a few pieces of resin. Hopefully this reservoir of resin over here hasn't been depleted. It looks like there's still some. Yeah, we only need probably 2. Although if I want to make more storage, we definitely need more. Okay, so that's we have at least a couple. Come on, just a little bit more. Okay. So let's head back. I don't even know what I should make first. Should I make the storage? Because bags are just getting clogged. Or should I make the platform? I have enough resin for one or the other, but not for both. Okay, so why don't we let's make some platform and then the storage, I guess. Then I can go out and look for more resin. So here's another platform. We'll just add it to our array of platforms already in that area over there. And medium storage. Really? I didn't get enough resin from that trip? Gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, okay. We can put at least one of these things from our backpack over here. Even though this is a longer path, I'm going to go over here because I think there was a lot... Oh no, there's resin right there. I thought we'd have to go all the way to the field on the other side of these mountains, but no, we found some here. Okay, wow, we've gotten quite a bit of it already. I bet if I get a little bit more, it's going to fall on the ground. Yeah, it will, but I'm going to grab it. Just run with it. It's another way to get at least one more unit of something. It's just to hold on to it. Okay. Now we can just socket it right into this thing and make our storage. We may even still have enough resin to make the platform for that soil centrifuge. We'll tidy up over here a little bit. There are better storage solutions that we'll unlock later on, but for now, these medium ones I think are the best option. I'm just going to empty out everything, including the one that's stored in our nair and on the shoulder there. And that one's already almost full. Okay then. So let's see. Platform. We need a medium platform. I mean, I'm sorry, a large platform. 2 resin, of course. I shouldn't have taken the 2 resin out of my backpack. That was going to be used for the platform that we have to print up. Print us a platform, please. Now, it may be silly that I keep making these A's when, like, the B's are so much more useful because you can put some extra storage on the sides and whatnot, but for the time being, A's should be fine. I'm going to make a little more, extend our flattened area over here, because we're going to need a place to put this soil centrifuge. Okay, we do still have this medium generator too, which runs on carbon. Maybe I'll turn it on. So it's on right now, so our printing actually went a little bit faster, but I'll turn it off to conserve now that the printing is done. So we want to put this over in the area that we just sort of cleared up. Rotate this around. And what I'm going to do is connect, whoops, nope, not grab that. Grab the cable and power this fella here. And then we're going to grab our soil centrifuge. Open it up. And there we go. Soil centrifuge has been placed. Now this thing is so useful. It is, I can't even begin to explain. So it's going to be used to extract natural resources from soil. So we can then put the soil that we've been collecting just by digging up the area. We can fill up this reservoir. And then with that soil, we're going to be able to generate other resources that we will need. For instance, we can get compound. We can get resin, organic, clay, quartz, graphite, ammonium, and that's about it. But you'll notice that you don't get an equal amount of each thing. So for one thing, it's going to depend on how much soil we put in. And I did put in one full canister and an almost full canister. So you can see up here that it's mostly full. And this actually shows it here too. It's like 7/8 full. So we'll be able to get 7 compound and 7 resin, 7 organic. But then as we get to the more sought after materials, it's going to be lesser amounts. So clay will be 5, quartz 3, graphite, you're only going to get 1. You probably would get 2 if we had a full canister here. And ammonium, you'll get 0 unless you have a completely full canister. So because we're always struggling to find clay, maybe, is that really what we're going to need? Let's see, quartz. Maybe I should find out exactly what we need for the rocket, because it might be that it's something that we can make with the soil centrifuge. Okay, so we're going to have to, where was it? 2 parts unknown. Print a small shuttle. Now, I don't even think we've unlocked it yet. Oh, I hope we have enough bytes. So that's something that I think we need the large printer for. It's not the shelters, auto extractor, nope. Solar array, XL wind turbine, nope. Let's just keep going down here. Maybe it's the platform, no. Large rover, landing pad, small shuttle. Oh, there we go. Good, we can afford it. It is 1,500 bytes. And it looks like we're going to need 2 aluminum, that's all, to make this thing. Not bad. Now, do we actually have... Yes, we do have a... Do we? I don't think we've ever actually crafted or made the large printer yet. Wow. I am surprised. Okay. That's unfortunate. That means we're going to have to use up some more space here. Okay. We're going to need that. So we're going to need at least some compound and some resin to make that large printer. And if we have made it and I didn't see it there, I apologize. But I don't remember making it. Here's some compound. I'll get like a couple of them. I know we probably still have some back there, but it's always good to have more. All right. So we're going to need to make the platform again. That's at least 2 resin. And we're going to need probably 1 or 2 just to make the printer itself. Maybe. While we're here, I'm just going to research those things down there. They're not going to give us that much. We are going to really need to work on getting research done here because we're almost run out of bytes. Now, I do know that on the other planets, it's a lot easier to get the to do research. It's a lot easier to find things to research, for one thing. But anyway, let's continue on here. So with the medium printer, we want another large platform, and we'll stick with the A one. To get it to print faster, I will turn on this medium generator. I'm gonna sort of organize these. Darn it! I'm gonna pick up the whole thing. There we go. I'm gonna move this a little bit. Turn it so that we can sort of make a semicircle over here of crafting areas. Now this is a bad habit of mine. I just sort of I just make this very unorganized. I always think to myself, I'll organize it later, but then I'll never really feel like it. Maybe I'll organize it at some point. Okay, so we'll turn that toward us. Let's print the printer. The large printer needs 3 compound. No resin at all, just 3 compound. That's fine. We have that. And here we go. I realize I'm behind it, but whatever. Okay, print away. Then meanwhile, we'll connect this. Okay, that could take a while. What does this even need? It needs only 2? Oh, well then it's good to go. We probably don't even need to turn that on, since we're not really doing anything else. I'm still surprised we haven't made the large printer before. Having the full complement of printers is always a good thing, because anyway, let's see. You know, I'm going to do a little bit of reordering here, I think. I'll move this over a little bit. I'm actually going to take this off of here and switch things up. I'm going to move this here. And then we'll put this one back here. Okay. And then put the research chamber on that one. And then we got to connect everything back up again. Okay. So we're going to connect that to that, and that to that, and there we go. Oh, wait. And of course this one. And, I mean, I don't think well, let's put it there as well. Ugh, no clearance there. Yeah, this is already coming back to bite me, but oh well. There we go. Large printer. Okay. Let's extend this a little bit over here, and then move that. Turn it a little bit. All right. Now we've got at least some areas here. Okay, so with this large printer, we can print... Wait a minute. Didn't I... Oh yeah, the fact that it shows up in here means that we've unlocked the recipe. It's just that we don't have the aluminum on my person at the moment. Okay, so we should have plenty of aluminum right here. 1 and 2. All right, and we're going to be one step closer to... Wait, how much power does this thing need? 5 U per second. I think we are going to benefit from having this medium generator on. And in fact, we might generate. We might want to just smelt a little bit more organic material into carbon so that we keep that generator well stocked over there with fuel. Okay, so we definitely should remember to bring one of these beacons with us when we leave the planet. I always forget to do that, and it's always a pain in the butt to craft one on the other planet, because we have to find quartz, and then that means digging down into the ground usually. But it definitely makes it easier to find our landing site again. All right, now that rocket is huge. Good thing we're going to have a place to put it. The landing pad will finally find its intended use. Oh, almost done. That large printer always gets me every time, how much it expands like that. Okay, so we'll turn off that generator. And here's our huge thing to unpack. So let's unpackage it. Wow, what sort of Ant-Man technology is going on here that it even fit in that box in the first place? Okay, so we have our rocket. Now, we can't really do anything with it yet. You'll notice, for one thing, that there's a slot for an oxygenator here. For another thing, it has no fuel. You see when we mouse over it here, it is an interplanetary vehicle, provides power and oxygen, but it requires a thruster. So that, I believe, probably is among the other things here that, or was it, 2 parts unknown. So print and install an oxygenator, print and attach solid fuel thruster. Okay, so the oxygenator, we've already done that before recently with the xenobiology lab. So I think it was small printer. Yeah, there it is. We need ceramic and aluminum. Good thing I have a piece of ceramic here. And some aluminum. Nice. Okay, more printing. Oxygenator. While that's printing, let's look into researching the fuel. Okay, so we're still here in the large printer tab at the small shuttle. So you will notice that there are bigger shuttles, medium and large shuttles. And one of the main benefits of them is that they have increased storage space. So this one has no storage space whatsoever. It's whatever we bring on our backpack is what we take with us. So it's definitely useful to have the bigger shuttles later on in the game because of the storage that they provide. Okay, so where are we going to find those? Let's see, the solid launch booster, or whatever it's called. Shelter. Maybe it's not. Whoops. Maybe it's not in that one. It could be. Smelting furnace, oil centrifuge. Nope, not in that one. Research chamber. Shredder. Large battery. Resource canister. Buggy. Crane. Rail engine. Where are they? Oh, then it must be like... It must be in this one, I hope. Auto arm. Medium resource canister. Power sensors. Repeaters. Power extenders. Generator? Oh, wow. Where are they? Seriously? This is definitely a time sink here. Oh, here we go. Solid fuel thruster. Right here. It's in the small printer tab. So there's 2 different ones that we can research. The solid fuel thruster and the hydrazine thruster, which is going to be something that we're not going to be able to do anytime soon. You see it needs an exo chip, which we have no idea what that even is yet. And we need steel, which we don't know how to make yet. So the solid fuel thruster is pretty easy. We can unlock that. We have enough bytes for that, although just barely enough. And we're going to need some more aluminum. So let us print... Oh, what was this? Oh, the oxygenator. That's right. Well, we'll attach that while we get this one going. So where is it? Solid fuel thruster. Oh no! We need one ammonium. Okay. Yeah, ammonium is definitely necessary. I think I did see some, though, right in our area here, which is very, very lucky. We'll install this oxygenator quickly. And now I think I saw some right over here. Literally, yeah, ammonium. It's like right next to our base. We couldn't get luckier, honestly. Oh, and look at that. There was a plant there. Any other ammonium hiding under the surface here? Under the surface. Sorry. Those seeds could come in handy for feeding our galastropod. Let's do that. Keep him well fed here. Let's grab another one. We'll queue up a second so that he's ready to go. Okay, so, oh, look at this, a research item. We definitely should plop that down into the research chamber. In fact, this is one too. I'll put that up there for now. So is there any more? Oops, fell into my own quarry here. Ah, there is more. Okay. We need as much as we can get. Trust me. Oh, good. There's a little bit more. Do we have... How much do we have? We got 2 of them. Okay. That'll have to do for now. Let's take this. I'm just going to chuck that over there, and we're almost ready to leave the planet. It's taken a long time. Okay, where'd that research item go? Since we need to do this, I'm going to queue that big guy up in the research chamber. And, okay, I think we're ready to make the solid fuel thruster. And we're going to have an ammonium to spare. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Let's store this ammonium here. We somehow got another organic material. We got another resin. And you know what? We're running so low on aluminum and stuff that I should probably smelt some of that up. So let's put a laterite over there, get that carbon off. You know, that arm thing probably comes in very handy for this particular job. I should really print up a large platform B so that we can mount an arm on here, so that the arm could be programmed to take the completed items off of here. Oh, that would be useful. That would be useful, wouldn't it? Well, okay. First of all, first things first. Let's do this. So we got a solid fuel thruster. And then we're just going to attach it to the bottom of the rocket. There we go. Put it right in there, and it's attached. Now when we mouse over the rocket, it says we're at 100% fuel and we have 4 launches, which is not a lot, but it will get us off the planet. And now look, we're getting missions popped up galore. So let's see what we got here. 2 parts unknown. Now, look at this, a field shelter, a solid fuel thruster. Look at all this extra stuff we're gonna get. And what else popped up here? Forward progress. Place a shelter on another planet. Place a landing pad on another planet. Okay. Oh, wait, we have another one here. Prototype recovery. Find vehicle data recorder on DeSolo. Okay, so we have a mission to go to DeSolo. But I'm not sure I'm going to go there first. It is sort of the natural place to go first for a reason which I'll show in a little bit. But I kind of want to go get a jump start on that galastropod that's on that planet, because it's going to give us the supply of air, which is going to come in handy big time. Yeah, let me think. Okay, so first things first. We have enough resin, I think. Maybe. Yeah, we probably do. I'm going to try to automate our smelting process a little bit more. And what we're going to have to do is, first we're going to take the smelter off of that. Okay, first things first. We're going to go over here and make a large platform B, I think. I think so, yeah. That sounds about right. Okay. Which means that this platform can be sort of, disconnected and... Come on, disconnect. And, I don't know, stored over here or something. Yeah, we can store it. There's nothing we really need to put on it at the moment. But there will be some things that we want to put on there. Anyway, what was I making here? The carbon. I made that carbon so that I could sort of fuel the medium generator over there. But, okay, this is almost done. Now, we're probably going to need a little bit more resin. We always need something. I'm going to fill in that hole right there while we're waiting. There we go. Okay, so now we got another platform. Now, this platform will go in the same location that the old one was here. Connect it on up. Put our smelting furnace. And, what is that? Oh, interesting. Maybe we don't even need the arm. Let's see if that works. How that works. So we'll put a laterite on there to get some aluminum. Now, if this actually moves off of here and goes into the slot, then I guess we wouldn't even need the arm. I still don't really know what the arms do. It did go over there. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, now, interesting. We're going to need to go out and get a little bit more. You know what? Let's not go out anywhere and get some resin. Let's make our own. Let's have our soil centrifuge make us some resin. The animation's pretty cool here. It's going to fill up each of these little canisters, do a little centrifuge action on it, and you can actually see on the bottom of those canisters that the telltale yellow of the resin is starting to show up. Now you'll notice that it did use up all of our dirt. So, which isn't too bad. I have 2 full canisters of dirt here. Soil. Alright, and now we've got a ton of resin. Nice. Okay, so I wanted to make a couple of medium storages to attach to the sides of that. Whoops. Come on. Turn on. Really? Oh, there we go. Printer, so medium printer. Medium storage. So we're going to need 2 of them. One for over here where we're going to put our raw materials, and one over here for where our completed materials will go. This will work well. I'm just going to clean that off for now. Oh goodness, I missed it. Okay. Now, one of them's done. Let's make the other one. So we take this one. No, I didn't want to put it on my backpack. Open up. And open up. This one's already done. Okay. Good to go. So let's just put all these various things over there. They should be picked up immediately and turned... Oh, it just puts them into the... Oh, darn it. It just puts them into the onto these slots. Alright, so we have some clay too. We might as well have it make all the various things that it can make. Was there anything that I still had in my backpack? No, I just have some already made aluminum. We'll just put that in our storage. Okay, that's dirt. And okay, we'll keep those resin in the centrifuge over there. And yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to do before blasting off. Although, didn't we finished that to parts unknown. So we got a few things which will come in handy on the other planet. I'm just going to get them right here. All right, so we got another one of those RTGs. So if I can actually grab it, that would be nice. This rocket can sometimes get in the way. There we go. We got another solid fuel thruster. And we got this field shelter, which is going to be very useful for the next planet that we go to. Okay, so I am going to bring that along. I'm going to bring this along. The fuel thruster. And maybe I'll leave one soil just because. And I'm going to bring a few extra things that we might need. Like a compound. I don't know how easy things are going to be able to be found on the other planet, so maybe I bring one compound and one resin. Maybe two resin. Okay, so I think we're ready. Now, did we decide where we're going to go? Well, there's Desolo, which we have a mission for. Actually, two missions, because we have the Galastropod for there, and Calidor. We have a mission for Calidor also here. Oh, that's Desolo or Calidor, so it's really... Okay, you know what? Let's go to Calidor, I think. Anyway, let's hop in the rocket. All right, so we can orbit or we can launch to another planet. So we're going to launch to another planet. Blasting off for the first time. All right, so I can look around here and see the whole solar system of various other planets that we can go to. Now, here's the reason why Desolo is probably the natural choice, is because it's actually the moon of Silva. But we don't really have to go there just because it's the moon. We can go there later. Here's Atrox, but that's a radiated planet. I think we'd probably die. There's Calidor way over there, and then there's some other planets over there like Glacio, Vesania, and Novus. Okay. And then I guess there's the sun, which we almost certainly can't travel to. But we're going to go to Calidor. Let's go. So the graphics are a little weird because we just literally blasted right through the planet. But okay, so now what we have to do is choose a landing spot. And there's not much that we can tell from the surface, honestly. But we can see that there's some weird structures on the planet that are sporadically located around the planet. I've seen two. Oh, there's one. There's one right near a landing spot. So why don't we go to that one? All right, new planet. Can you believe it? Here we are. What could we find on this planet? Well, I'll tell you right now, that looks like a new type of hazardous plant. This landing site's very interesting because it's just like a plateau here. Not sure how I feel about that, about ultimately maybe building up a base at this spot. One thing you'll notice, though, if we mouse over the rocket, and now our fuel is 50%. because it takes actually 2 launches to get to another planet. There's one launch to get into orbit, and then there's another of the planet that we're on, and then there's another launch that is used up to get to the other planet that we're going to. So you always have to factor that in when going out on interstellar or interplanetary trips. Um, so what have we got here? Just in sight right now, we have some resin. Looks like some cacti. I'm going a little bit far away uh, from the ship for a moment because it looks like there's something over there, which we can explore in a little bit. There's all kind of stuff here. There's some crashed modules and so forth and so on. I don't know if I see any immediately immediate compound in our area, which can be a bad thing. I did bring one. I brought more resin, unfortunately, and that's what we landed right next to. But oh, and there's a whole bunch of resin right there. Or is that resin? I think it is. Yeah, that's resin. Sometimes it can look. Sometimes the ammonium can look like resin from a distance. Let's see what this is. A wheezeweed. I bet you that would hurt us if we go near it. But we can uproot it and get some food for our galastropod. Anyway, I think this might be a good place to stop for now. We made it to another planet. We've accomplished our goal for today. Next time, we're going to set up a little base on this planet and go exploring and see what we can find. We're going to go searching for the galastropod, certainly. Oh, I remember what I forgot to bring. The trumpet. Oh, darn. We'll just have to make one on this planet. We're going to need that trumpet again for when we try to collect the galastropod from this planet. I try to remember to bring it with me, but I never remembered to. So yeah, we'll definitely go looking for some tungsten and whatever other different minerals there may be on this planet. And I think, yeah, that's a pretty good plan for the next time. So until then, I will see you guys later.